hand of tarot cards. The Emperor, a symbol of power and stability. Temperance, which expresses a reward. And the Chariot, now that evokes triumph. If this hand is anything to go by, Mortimer's destiny promises to be glorious.
I think I still don't know what this is, right?
Looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton. What on earth could that be?
Yeah, we're still not sure about that. Alright, next up is Volner. The Venerable Volner, known to be quite
Right,
vulnerable.
come on, let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Huh. I was literally about to be asked, like, if they're going to keep reminding me what the password is over and over again, why don't they just automate it at that point, since it's kind of pointless to make me input it. And then they did automate it, which just all the more makes me wonder, like, why are they telling me the password so many times? They told me that it was 6466, like, 5 times. And then they didn't actually require me to input it, which, I mean, I'm cool with, but... Huh. Why the reminders, then? Mr. Volner? I guess he doesn't have to be here, I could just steal it. It's probably around here, right?
Amber crystals.
Whoa, what? Have I never been in here before? How did I miss that? I feel like I have been in here. Maybe it wasn't open before? Or maybe I just missed it, I don't know. What was that? Oh, the back door.
The signs of obscurantism.
There it is.
An armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
I was gonna say, like, how am I not gonna get caught, like, right now? Let's find out. Is he gonna be waiting for me outside? Quickly, to the stairs! Escape! This music's so dramatic. The sphere, so Germanic. Because I stole it from a German. Yeah. That's the kind of caliber of jokes we're going with today, apparently. I'm getting tired of this maze. I miss being able to walk through the hedges now. Maybe if I rub on them, it'll let me do it again. So they have a mystical hand-cutting door that requires the actual nails used to crucify Jesus, and it's at the core of a maze inspired by the actual Minotaur maze, the original one created by Minos. There's a lot of mixed elements going on here. Time to give it a go.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one in chapter 2, and one in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
Well, this is intimidating, because if I screw up, I believe we just get his arm cut off, and that's that. I imagine that if you screw up, your arm gets cut off, and then you're stuck having no arm next episode, and you just keep going forward. NRI. Find that interesting.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas. Chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one. Chapter 10, verse 30. I and my Father are one. Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
I need to figure out some kind of pointer of what my goal even is here.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. The cross is stuck in the mechanism. I can't do anything.
If it's stuck in the mechanism, how did she take it out last time? Is the game sort of lagging? I'm kind of stuck. I can't leave. Help. Correspondence of dates. Okay. That's a lot to process. I actually can't move right now. Does it think we're still in conversation right now? Oh, there it goes. What the hell?
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
I'll have to trust her. Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure. This enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said. If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case? You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more. Why, of course. They're part of the initials I-N-R-I that you can find on the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion. It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
I need to stop going all in on reading everything sometimes, because they actually don't provide new information half the time. So INRI was on the cross of its crucifixion.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
I'm trying to write these things down. 8th of Nisan, 3793, place of Jerusalem. Jerusalem.
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay. The 8th of Nisan, 3793. What is up with the correspondence of dates? I have 8 Nisan 3, 14 Nisan 3793. So the date 8th of Nisan 3793 does not show up on the screen anywhere, but the 8th of Nisan shows up twice, and 3793 shows up at the bottom. Seven Shaban is 8th Nisan. 13 Shaban is 14 Nisan. So it could be that Shaban is 1 below Nisan? Possibly. There's a lot to parse here. 3793. Is that 8? So Nisan 3793 appears to be April of the year 33? I assume? Oh boy. Is some of this information just missing or something? Like, so there's one that says 8 Nisan, then it's blank, and there's 30 Tishrei that's blank. That's blank. But if 3793 is year 33, then up there it says 26th of March 33 is 8 Nisan. So that's probably, that second entry is probably a Nissan 3793, and if that's the case, then it's probably 26th of March 33. Write a question mark there because I don't fully trust it, but that might be an answer. Which is 7 Sha Ban negative 607 8 Nissan 3793 question mark. So I don't know if that part's true. I don't know. I was really bad at the puzzle in the second game where they're trying to associate these things together. I'm not sure what we use this for.
Has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
I'm not going to trust that thing until... I'm not going to trust my solution until I have that in it some way. I can try this. Insert the nails. Golgotha, that's one of the options. He was crucified in Golgotha. It's 19. Am I just doing the verse right now? I might not be doing dates yet. It was 1917. Okay, it opened way more than
It works.
before, right?
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Okay. So she didn't make it that far. It only opened a little bit, then I cut her arm off. Put it in your hand. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. There must surely be a connection between the wheels. There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels.
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
I see a candle. I see his Christ with a halo. Christ is a baby. Ring of thorns. Crown of thorns. The river. The middle part is lunar movements. The middle part. The second ring is... I'm not super sure.
I think I can make out each one of the icons apart from the one covered in blood. Going clockwise from the one I just mentioned, we have the halo that represents the resurrection. The waves represent the baptism of Jesus. It's more difficult to identify the next one. Maybe a crib, and in that case it's surely linked to the birth of Christ. The red herring that my mother followed. Then, the symbol represents the crown of thorns that Jesus wore during his crucifixion. The dove also represents the baptism. Certainly another red herring. Then comes the symbol of the Trinity. And finally, the candle that must stand for the Last Supper.
You can't recognize the bottom one? Surely, they look like they're all sticking out, right? Like, there should be a physical shape you can make out through the blood. But I guess he's just going to be ineffectual about this.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
Like 26th of March, 33. That's what I had. It could be 26th of March, Crucifixion. Then we have to figure out the moon element. It seems like it might be straightforward overall. So we have stages of his life. We have dates. We have moon. I don't know what to do with moon yet. But like if Golgotha is, or Golgotha is down in the bottom left, then I probably want to point the Crown of Thorns and 26M down there based on what I've found so far. And then figure out moon still.
This wheel represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful.
Okay. I just need to figure out what the moon state was. I don't think I need to analyze the moons. Really, that's a full moon in the bottom since the new moon's up top. I know what moon stages are.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
I assume the lever makes the move, right? Okay. Turn the wheel of icons. Goes that way. There we go. So Crucifixion is now facing Golgotha. Dates. 26th of March is facing Golgotha. That's the result I got from analyzing the weird association before. All that's left is the moons.
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon. The moon shadow moves from west to east.
Oh, we can pick ones. Okay. Which one was mine? We're doing these ones now. I need, I think I need 7 Shaban. 607. Uh-oh. Seven Shaban 607. Closest I have is... Oh, there it is. Never mind.
7th of Shaban, 607, first quarter.
First quarter.
8th of Ramadan, 553, waxing crescent.
Let's review the names then.
The moon shadow moves from west to east. During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
I'm a little scared. So first quarter is half. Like that. But there's one on the other side, right? And if that one came over here, it'd be on the other side. Hmm. I'm a little afraid of this because these things, seeing it on a circular diagram makes it hard to visualize which way is waxing and which way is waning, clockwise or counterclockwise, and so on. So it should be this one or the other one. They said left or right. The problem with left or right is the issue of, like, is this, which side is up? I assume up, like, I assume if we're reading left or right, we're talking about Bethlehem being the north direction or the up direction, and that's when you base the directions on. They said the shadow moves left or right. I'm gonna re-review what they said again.
The moon shadow moves from west to east. Seventh of Shaban, 607, first quarter. During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
It's supposed to be the one that's 2 after new. Apparently, first quarter is 2 slots after new moon. New moon being when there's no visible moon. The shadow moves left to right. I'm having trouble visualizing this. I might Google, let's see. Moon first quarter. Moon first quarter is dark on the left and light on the right. So if we rotate these things so they're facing upwards, the one that I have right now would be dark on the left and light on the right. Okay, so I think I'm already right then. I'm super nervous because I have to shove my character's arm in a hole that might cut his hand off. I don't like that. I mean, this matches the information I have so far. What could go wrong besides everything?
At the bottom.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
I never doubted you, my son.
Son of a bitch. Glad to have that over. That was nervous. Oh, just like that? Huh. Whoa. No failed, no alternate paths. I guess there wasn't much room for alternate paths if it's just solve this puzzle, is the whole that chapter. I got all the keys my mother asked me to find. I found my mother's lost cross, found the thing, it was just asking me if I found the things, basically. Found out that Washington was still investigating the disappearance of my mother. I unlocked the first wheel of the crypt door, cracked the code of the crypt door. Ding. Level that up. There we go. Nothing else is that close though. I have 3 points. So I can go agility, logic, or vigilance. Nothing else would be able to make it. Logic. But always good to have logic, right? Yeah. Oh. Just like that, it's over. That's an abrupt ending. a whole chapter of solving a puzzle, and then it's like, and it cuts to credits the moment you solve the puzzle. That's a little anticlimactic. I'm imagining it's happening because on a video game development level, like, they have to deal with the fact that, like, they have to make whatever's behind the door still, probably. So that's probably why the episode cuts off here kind of awkwardly, is they probably need to go actually develop the next chunk over there. Story is taking a weird turn. We've already got the whole, like, secret conclave to decide the fate of the world. I got kind of bored the moment they said it was about the Louisiana Purchase. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I know what happens because it's a well-known piece of American history, so I'm like, I know what's gonna happen with the Louisiana Purchase. So, like, that being the stakes, isn't that interesting? But then stuff started going crazy. We have an attempted suicide. We have a duel of sorts between twins, which have for some reason decided to start murdering each other. But maybe that's because of maybe the reason why that doesn't seem to make that much sense in character of why they're killing each other might be because, you know, because they're siblings and everything. Might be because of this demon thing that our mom just came out and claimed as a thing. Because apparently there's demons. Okay. This could go in all sorts of directions then, if we're gonna have actual demons involved that are possessing people and making them behave strangely. Although I'm not sure what to think about how that affects a game that's about a cast of characters, if the characters can just be out of character and so on. Maybe that's what they're setting up for by having the twins go at each other and have me having to pick which one's which, is I have to be able to tell the difference between the real twin, the real Emily and not Emily, and maybe from here on out I might have to deal with being able to tell based on personality whether someone's the real them at the moment or not. I don't know. Either way, we'll be back when episode 4 comes out. Thanks for watching like always, guys. See you next time. And tomorrow, we'll be playing Banner Saga 3.